What is up, guys? It's Blake here with Trade Tracer with your weekend market update. If you like this video, make sure you go ahead and click the like and subscribe button in the lower right of your screen. In this video, I'm going to give you a recap of what's been going on in the market and get you prepared for the week ahead. All right, so if you guys have been following me in Telegram, we've had some phenomenal trades. We've had almost a double on our gold trade. Nugget is up big. We scalped some NVIDIA calls for almost 40% on a day trade. If you want to receive any of these calls, just go ahead and click the link in the description. I'm going to be linking my Telegram channel, and that is going to be changing. The service is going to be changing on March 2nd, so make sure you guys go ahead and get in there now while you still can. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. As always, none of this is financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. So we have the SPY pulled up here on a daily time frame. And what's significant about this chart in my rules to trade is that we are now closing below the 10-period moving average. So on a daily time frame, technically speaking, we are in what's called no trend. No trend presents low probability trade setups. So I will not be looking to, get into Amazon or Apple or Facebook or any of these types of single equities, any of these single companies, simply because the overall general market, the market trend, is a no trend. And when it's, like I said, when it's a no trend, we have very low probability trade setups. So what am I doing right now? I'm in gold, as you guys probably know if you've been following me. And gold is just crushing it for us. Gold's on an absolute tear. It's on a major breakout on the higher time frames, and on the daily time frame, it is just ripping. So we've got gold. We've got the gold miners, Nugget. Nugget was up almost 9% on Friday. Those calls are phenomenal for us. And what I'm really looking for in that is GDX is this just the regular gold miners, and Nugget is the leveraged fund. So if we zoom out, I'm looking at this 3150 area on GDX. And the reason I'm looking at that is because that's going to be a multi-year breakout. So you can see this dates back to April of 2013, and we're in 2020. So we've got 7 years of trading below this resistance band. And you can see it looks like we want to make a run at that 3150 area, and we're less than $1 away. So if we start to break above this 3150 on GDX and we start to see some more volume coming, and you can see we've had a decent run of volume. This down here, this is the volume bars. Really what this is it's the total shares that have exchanged hands. So when we start to see an uptick in volume, it means lots of people are getting in if prices are surging higher past this 3150 area. So if that happens, I'm going to be looking into adding my Nugget trade, and you can see it's a very similar chart. It's just a leveraged fund of GDX essentially. So that would really put this right around the 44 area. So keep a very close eye on Nugget. It could have some major breakout potential, which is why we went ahead and got some time on our options contracts. I think we got the expirations of maybe July. So we have some time on those options. So I'm going to be as patient as I can with them. Now, we talked about the SPY being a no trend, but if we zoom out, right, on a monthly time frame and a weekly time frame, the monthly time frame looks extremely strong. I mean, if you're a long-term investor, things look just fine. Okay, don't let this coronavirus and all this other stuff scare you out of, getting just completely out of the stock market. I don't think that's a good idea. We're still in a very strong uptrend on a monthly time frame. And on the weekly time frame, I mean, things still look really strong as well. I mean, the MACD is still rising. The slope of the 10MA is still almost at a 45-degree angle. Now, what could happen is if we start to lose some support on the daily time frame, we could come back and test this weekly 10MA. I would not be surprised about that at all, which right now is right around 328. So keep a close eye on that 328 area, and that would put us, right around this area down in here. So, I mean, it's not too far away, so keep a close eye on that. Would not surprise me in the slightest. Now, those of you that follow me know that I like to keep a close eye on the VIX. The VIX is essentially just a volatility index, and it's a fear measurement essentially for investors in the stock market. And you can see I have this labeled my aggressive trading zone. Anything in this green band is where I'm really looking to stay aggressive long in the stock market. And when the VIX starts to get above this 17 area, that's when I like to get a little more conservative. Take a break, sit on the sidelines. That's the time when you really don't want to be trying to overtrade. That's when you can get into trouble because this volatility picks up and it can really kick you out of some of the trades that you really wish you could have held on to. Now, the reason I don't like this is because we do have a fresh MACD bullish crossover, and the VIX closed outside of my aggressive trading zone, which means that basically I'm going to be sitting on the sidelines until the SPY, the S&P 500, can get some momentum back above the 10-period moving average and show some more strength. So until that happens, I'm very content hanging out and sitting in gold. So what are some of the things that are showing some relative strength? So when we have pullbacks like this, and we have negative news and all that kind of stuff, what I'm doing, I'm searching for what's been holding up well. Well, I can tell you it's not semiconductors. Semiconductors look pretty well, like they want to sell off fairly hard if we do have any sort of pullback. It's not the Dow. Dow is in a confirmed downtrend. It's not financials. It's not XLF. You can see XLF, this is the financial sector, just kind of been going sideways, and we do have some very negative bearish divergence here. You can see the MACD is sloping lower, but prices were still kind of climbing higher, so that's some negative divergence. That's not typically a good sign. So what's been holding up? Biotechs, right? Biotechs are still holding this 10 MA, and the MACD is still technically rising, so we're still kind of hanging out right above the 10 MA, and the MACD hasn't crossed over. So if we do, or more like when we do, get some more momentum to the upside on the stock market, I am going to be handpicking some of my favorite equities in IBB, the biotech sector. So that's really what I'm noticing. Biotechs are holding up really well. The QQQ, the NASDAQ is not at all. We've got heavy selling. You can see this volume bar picked up heavy selling on Friday. Fresh MACD bullish or bearish crossover and closing below the 10 MA. All signs for me to say, okay, let's take a break on the Amazons, the Apples, the Googles, the Microsofts, all of those kind of names. We need to take a breather on those. Those need to maybe consolidate a little bit. So like I said, we're keeping a close eye on gold. Gold is breaking out of new highs. It's a phenomenal trade setup. So until I see anything that looks a little less volatile, which I'll be looking to see watch this VIX index, see if we can get back inside of this green trading zone, and ideally I would love to be below this 10 MA on the VIX. If that happens, then boom, I'm going to hit it hard. I'm going to be taking some nice calls on whatever I think is holding up the best, and from the looks of it, it looks like the biotech sector could be the name to be had next. So that's all that I have for you guys today. Make sure you go ahead and check out my website, tradetracer.io. Prices will be changing at the end of the month. We'll be increasing prices, and for a limited time, you guys can go ahead and get grandfathered in at that $27 a month. I offer a trading service on Telegram, completely transparent, guys. A lot of people don't like to post their actual trades. I actually take screenshots on my phone to prove that I'm actually taking these trades and I'm getting out of these trades. And if you've been following along, I mean, we're making some decent coin in there. So like I said, that's all I have for you today. It's a nice weekend market update. Get prepared for tomorrow. Markets are going to be open, and let's go ahead and hit it. So thanks, guys, and I'll see you again soon.